Hi all, this video tutorial will cover some basics of cell biology. Well, we all know that cells are basically the smallest units of all living organisms, but we also have to realize that cells are also very important structural units and are essential for many of the functions within our body. So we can basically divide cells into prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. And from this picture, we can actually see that prokaryotic cell is much different from eukaryotic cell. While prokaryotic cell is simpler and it does not have as many organelles as eukaryotic cell does. However, the most important thing you should remember about difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell is that eukaryotic cell has this little organelle which prokaryotic cell does not have. So this organelle is a double membrane organelle called nucleus. And this is basically where all genetic material is found. Despite of some differences, all types of cells have some similarities. So they all have DNA material within them and they all have ribosomes, these little spots in each of the cells. They also have cell membrane and cytosol. Well, I have already mentioned about nucleus, however, I would like to talk to you more about this organelle. Well, nucleus is a double membrane organelle which basically controls all activities within cell. Nucleus is located right over here and it should actually have some little pores on it. So as I said before, all genetic material is found in nucleus. It has all the chromosomes and it has these little ribosomes that basically help with DNA replication and translation of DNA into RNA. Also, I wanted to mention about this little spot in nucleus. This is not an organelle, so don't get confused. Nucleolus is actually a little spot in nucleus where basically all ribosomes are assembled. Ribosomes are basically these little spots, little dots within the cell and on nucleus that basically build proteins. Here I have a better picture of ribosomes. So they seem pretty simple, however, ribosomes actually consist of several subunits. So you can see the larger subunit and the smaller subunit, and this is where the messenger RNA comes in. And this is how all the translation and transcription processes are done. This blue membrane-like structure is endoplasmic reticulum. It is attached to a nucleus and we can basically divide endoplasmic reticulum into two parts right here. So you can see the rough endoplasmic reticulum, the one that has these little dots, ribosomes on it, and this is the one that is smooth. Here I have a better picture of rough and smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So this is the rough one with ribosomes on it and the smooth one. So basically, rough endoplasmic reticulum performs protein processing just because it has so many ribosomes on it. And this is why basically ribosomes are attached to it. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum is responsible for fat metabolism and detoxification. Well, there is another really interesting organelle. It's called Golgi body, and it's basically an organelle that modifies all proteins, and it can add carbohydrates to the proteins and then transport them within or out of the cell. Another important organelle is a double-membraned mitochondrion. Well, mitochondria is a plural of mitochondrion. So, mitochondrion is known as a powerhouse of a cell. So, it's within the cell, it's located right over here. Basically, what it does, it creates ATP, it creates the energy. Well, cytosol is basically all this yellow area within the cell. It's a liquid inside the cell that basically helps cell to create a concentration gradient within it. Lysosome is another important organelle. This is a little lysosome over here. And what lysosome does, it actually has this little digestive enzymes that perform fat metabolism, or they can also perform some kind of protection when basically they can attack a virus and destroy it, or they can also destroy a cell if it was infected with a virus. Other important organelles that are not present in animal cells are chloroplasts and vacuoles. Well, chloroplasts are present in plants, that's why basically plants are green. So, and chloroplasts have these little thylakoid regions that constitute a granule. And all chloroplasts basically have an energy in order to provide to be involved in photosynthesis. This large blue region is a vacuole. Well, basically plants have several vacuoles within their cells. However, all of them have usually have a large central vacuole. And vacuole is basically a large compartment that stores water. Well, thank you all for watching, and I wish you all the best.